Hello, me hearties. A very, very good evening to you. It's just me, Scottie McClue. 9 o'clock, of course. Nothing gets past me Saturday night. And lovely to be with you for 1 hour of superb, scintillating education and entertainment. Get the message out and say to 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 that Scottie McClue is live just for you saying dinky-doo. The 6th, see what I just did there, of January 2024. Incredible. Hello, Scottie. Hello, Chrissy. Lovely to have you with us. And welcome, I say, to our 1 hour tonight, Saturday night, the one that everybody's talking about and the one that everybody is watching. Very, very good responses, guys. And I hope you are enjoying them. Dinky-doo, I say to you. Hi, free London, says Chrissy. You're in London, Chrissy. And I hope you're having a nice time. Are you living down there? Or are you visiting people? Are you down for the season, as we say? Dinky-doo, Alan McGee, good evening, Scottie. Can you do the show without the bonnet? Impossible, Alan. Absolutely impossible. I don't think I've ever done a show without the bonnet. I say to you, hi, Scottie, Dinky-doo. Is this live? Says John Rambo. Wait, now check. Is this live? I think it's live, John. Yep, absolutely. Been here for over 30 years. Watching Scottie McClue or down in London. Oh, I see. Absolutely. You should be able to get a train back, though, Chrissy. Have you never looked? What's your position on Trump not being mentioned? As on Trump not being mentioned, says Russ. Well, Russ, I don't go into all that stuff, you know. It's too murky for me, and Trump is going to save us all, I suspect. So I would certainly give him my vote. Hola, senor. Chupsit. Hola. Hola, senor. Si. Me llamo Scottie McClue. Fantastic. Hi, Scottie. It's David Dinky-doo. Hello, David. I'm so glad you could join us. This is excellent. Can everybody share on the YouTube channel and let people know there's lots of new YouTube videos and lots of new TikTok videos for you. So get yourselves on there. And one and all, keep one tonight. Hello, Kareem. Lovely to have you with us, I say to you. So there you go. You're long, says Tyler. Oh, we're long. We're on quite long. We're on for the full hour, Tyler. So you will enjoy that, I tell you. Back to Balach when I'm feeling flush. Oh, if you're feeling flush, well, you need to be flush to live in Balach. I was in Balach 2 weeks ago. Very nice, I say to you. Was it 3 weeks now? My goodness, the time flies. And I was in Balach, and it's very, very swish. Hi, everybody. How are we all doing? Hi, Susan. Welcome, I say to you. Follow us as soon as you can. Thank you to Alex for following. Love that place, Scottie. Balach. Is that where you're from, Chrissy? I say to you. Big up, Charva. I say to you, Charva. Yes, absolutely. Hello from Cornwall. Paul Glover, how lovely to have you with us from Cornwall. I say, now where do we know in Cornwall, Paul? Well, you knows what I means. I tell you, Gunilly Downs, Elstone. Yes, a Truro. We like Truro. Penzance. Fantastic. Keep it lemon, Mush. Absolutely, Jack. Keep it lemon, I say. Fantastic. We need the family, says David. We're a wee family. Yes, absolutely, David. We are the family. Pardon me. John Donnelly. All right, me mateys. John Donnelly. Lovely to have you with us, JD and Dinky-doo. Port Glasgow and Greenock. Oh, Chrissy, you're a branch of the green oak tree. No sarcasm, please. Chrissy, I would never have sarcasm. The only people that I would be sarcastic about are the Conservative government of Margaret Thatcher, who clobbered Greenock and Port Glasgow. So there you are. I say to you, absolutely, Jane. I'm in Sherwood Forest, literally. We love it. Are you a Sherwood Forester? Very fine regiment of the British Army. Fair enough, says Chrissy. Absolutely, Chrissy. I would never mock our Green Oakians or our Port Glaswegians. I say to you, Portonians. Just dropping into the random live to say have a great 2024. Peter, thank you very much. Where do you get that hat? Do you like it? I love it. I wouldn't say Balak was swish, Scottie. Oh, I think it's very swish. Yes, absolutely. Why are you a conservative? Am I a conservative? How can anybody even ask anybody that in this day and age? I don't know. So there we are. Scottie, staying in tonight. It's freezing. Hopefully another fantastic show tonight. As you say, I say to you, Jerry, I tell you, we will always have a fantastic show. If it wasn't fantastic, I wouldn't pop up. There's Paul going, Donald, where's your trousers? So is that English, Paul? Are you an English person? I'd say to you when you're coming up with that one. That's an interesting one. Andy Stewart's old song. Great hit, mind you. Donald, where's your trousers? Tom Phillips, what are you doing? Tom Phillips has just sent me £1 on the YouTube. Tom, that's very, very kind, but look after your pennies. And DINky-DOO, thank you, Graham. The old chest is loosening up a bit. I meant to say, you're back, my friend Kareem. It's the finger thing. David, it's always the finger thing, isn't it? I tell you. Have you ever been to Dundee? Lou, I know Dundee like the back of my hand. The Douglas and Angus, the Whitfield, the Kingsway, the, where else can I give you? The Brochty Ferry, the Clayports. Yes, indeed. What else have we got down? Oh, I can give you the lot. Dundee. Don't start there, Dundee. We love Dundee. So there you are. So are you for or against independence? Well, I'm not political, as you know, but Scotland would do very, very well independently, I can tell you, but perhaps not under the present mob, if you see what I mean. There we have it. Keep it lemon, Richard. Absolutely. Evening from the Northumberland border, says Ryan. Ryan, I love you in the Northumberland border. That's fantastic. There we are. Kukumba has just given me some red roses. So there we are. We've got a tiny red rose goal tonight. I think it's 300 because I didn't actually set the goal up. So I think that was left over. Now, have you looked at all the videos, guys? TikTok videos. End of the Panther season this weekend. Do you know, it broke my heart. You'll see on the TikTok, I was just too maxed to do Panto. Have you ever played a dame? Yes, I have, GG. A dame and an ugly sister. And I can remember getting a call, a Panto. One of the actors had taken unwell. I won't say ill, just unwell. So could I ring the theatre? So I rang the theatre. And I said, it's Scottie McClue. I said, apparently you're looking for somebody, one of your actors. Oh, yes. I said, what's the part? They said, it's one of the ugly sisters. I said, oh, well, I'm halfway there. Do you support the finest team in Scotland, the Glasgow Celtic? Well, everybody supports the Celtic, as well as the Rangers, you know. So there we are. No, Sinead, you're spamming, and why would we say that, Sinead? So any more spamming, I think we'll have to mute Sinead, guys, for spamming. Will we leave him or will we mute him? We'll mute him. We go. We will not give him a ban. We'll just mute him. How long for? We'll give him 5 minutes mute. There we go. So, Sinead, that's you, or Shawnate, that's you muted just now for spamming. Spamming's childish. There we go. DINky-DOO, I say to you, Professor Numpty Heed, I see you've started without me again, Scottie. Now, Numpty Heed, I got myself on pretty sharp tonight because I thought he'll be on complaining and I shouldn't have rushed it. Shouldn't have rushed it. There's a wonderful Gordon Roddick. Hi, Scottie. You're very good speaking in regional accents. Well, Gordon, as you will well know, I've worked in so many of these areas that I had to learn to A, understand them, and then B, speak them. Because I used to broadcast to Liverpool, you see, and then I had to talk the language when I was down there, and then Manchester as well, to Manchester, and to Preston and Blackpool. Yep, I had to do all that as well. So, you know, one learns, and I even had to do some London work, you know. What are you Scotchman on here calling us that for? So there we are. There's Matthew spamming as well. So what we'll do, we'll mute Matthew as well, guys. How long do we mute Matthew for spamming? The whole program, or what? Shall we take pity on him? We'll give him 5 minutes muting, see if he learns his lesson. And if not, then obviously a wee lifetime ban, you see. So there you go. Jerry, I was watching a documentary, Queen Elizabeth II, very interesting, Scottie. When the Queen came and named the ship, it wasn't meant to be called the Queen Elizabeth II. Well, Jerry, the story about that was the Queen Mary that is in the Glasgow dock, right? The Queen Mary that's in the Glasgow dock. There's Agri-Spec. We'll ban him for good, I think. Yeah, we'll block him. That's it. He's just at it. So there we go. Now, the Queen Mary that's in the dock, she started life in 1933 when she was built by Denny's of Dumbarton, who were just in behind Dumbarton Rock on the River Leven there. And she started life as the Queen Mary. And then in 1934, Cunard, the big liner owners, the yard number 534 was being built at John Brown's at Clydebank, and they wanted to name her Queen Mary. Now, you couldn't have, I think it's a Lloyd's rule, this. Lloyd's, the ship underwriters and insurers. And you couldn't have two ships, I think it's over 100 tons, with the same name. So in other words, you couldn't really register two ships at Lloyd's with the same name. So they wrote to, I think it was Williamson Buchanan, who owned the Queen Mary. She was one of the turbines. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And they asked the owners of Turbine Steamers Limited if they could call their vessel Queen Mary II and allow the big vessel to be the Queen Mary. And they very kindly acquiesced, and see what I just did there, and said yes. Acquiesced, very good with a C connection, aqua, and said yes. And there was a portrait, all my life, there was a portrait of Queen Mary in the beautiful saloon. Now, because she was a turbine steamer, steam turbine, very quiet and very, very smooth. And I'll just mute this pineapple guy here. And there we go. Off he goes. And there we go. And she ran, well into the 1970s. I remember a friend of mine saying she'd run into the 1970s. I think they withdrew her in. So 73. And she was so smooth, Jerry. Lovely thing. And there was a band on her. I knew members of the band. Used to have great chats with them. Lovely people. And that was the Queen Mary II. She's now called the Queen Mary because the big Queen Mary that's at Long Beach in California as a museum is decommissioned. So she's no longer on Lloyd's Register. So the Queen Mary can return to the Queen Mary. And I used to sail on her regularly and spent a lot of time in the engine room because I knew the chief engineer very well, and a lot of time in the bridge because I knew the captain. Yes, indeed, Captain Cameron, who had a wonderful history himself, remarkable man. DSC was at Dunkirk and had his vessel blown away from him at Dunkirk, and his vessel was called the Waverley. So after the war, London and North Eastern Railway Company built another Waverley. That's the one that's on the Clyde now, in her old LNER colours. She was based at Craigendon when I was young. And my old friend built the engines for her at Rankin and Blackmore's in Greenock. And they gave the command of the new Waverley to Captain Cameron, to Johnny Cameron, DSC, Distinguished Service Cross. So there's a story for you and a half, Jerry, but you did ask. Now, very briefly, because I know there's a lot of interest in this. In 1896, I think it was, there was a yacht called the Turbinia, and they put steam turbines into it because most of your pleasure steamers were paddle steamers, and they put I think it was high pressure steam into these little turbines, and spun these engines so they were almost silent. Fantastic things. And that resulted in 1901 in the launch of the King Edward from Denny's at Dumbarton. And then the next one was the Queen Alexandra in 1902, the Duchess of Argyll in 1906. What was next? Another Queen Alexandra, because the first went in fire and was sold to Canadian Pacific Railway as the Princess Patricia. And then what did we have after that? So that was 1912. I'm trying to think. 1926, I think, would be the next one. The King George V, which I sailed on many times. And then after her, 1930, the Duchess of Montrose, all from Denny's in Dumbarton. But her sister, the Duchess of Hamilton, was Harland and Wolff. She was built by Harland and Wolff, 1932. We remember the Hamilton very well. So you had the Montrose, the Hamilton. Then 1933, the Queen Mary. And then I think 1936, the Marchioness of Graham was a turbine as well. And that was kind of it for the turbine steamers, but they were very smooth, Jerry. And as I say, the Queen Mary ran well into the 1970s. So there you are. Now, what have we got? Lots and lots of feedback here, guys. I need to get on with this. No mercy, Scottie, ban them, full stop. Yep, let's ban these people, I say to you. There we go. Anybody spamming, just a complete ban right away. There we are. Hello, Scottie. Can you say she cannot take it, Captain? She's going to blow. Do you want me to say it in a Johnny Grieve voice, as if I was talking to Roddy McMillan on the Vital Spark? Oh, she can't take it, Captain. Oh, she's Connie blow. Was that any good? Did you like that? McPhail, more Steve McPhail. And so there we are, the Alexandra Parade. Best boss I ever had was Andrew Neil, says Numpty Heed. Aha! Murray O'Donnell, my mum used to work for Ian Harrison of Harrison Clyde Shipping, friends of the Denny family. Murray, you are the most remarkable man. Well, you will know that the big house at Dumbarton, that I believe is derelict now, that was Keele School. My uncle went there. Keele School was Helen's Lee House. Helen's Lee House, as you'll know, Murray, was the home of the Denny's of Dumbarton. And Denny's, I think, eventually, was in 1964, they eventually gave up after about 140 years or something like that. Great, Scottie, a great piece of information. There you are, Jerry. You see, I'm not just an athlete. You're talking to a black belt in karaoke here. Scottie, it's been a while, my friend. Has your opinion on the hit game Fortnite changed at all? Flip XIN, I only play Fortnite once a week. QM had many funnels. Well, John Donnelly, she had two when she came out, and I think it was 1957. They converted her from coal burning to oil burning and put in one funnel. And she's now got two funnels again, but I don't think they're the original proportions. So there you are. I say to you. Now, what do we got? John, you're smashing. I think you should phone in, says David. There we are. Fantastic. I'll phone now, David, says John McD. We'll look out for your call. Richard Tanner is being very, very kind. Guys, I've got 44 red roses already. How many people have we got? Tap, tap, tappity, tap. With 40,000 likes. Is that not incredible? I need lots of followers. I was playing Articulate this Christmas. There was name 3 famous Scots. I said Scottie McClue. Can I tell you, this is absolutely true. My mother and sister and I, my father had just passed away, and we were playing Trivial Pursuits. And one of the questions was about Scottie McClue. And I thought my sister was having a laugh. Phone! Hello, you're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
DINKY-DOO, Scottie, it's John McDoo here.
John McD, how are you? How lovely to hear you.
I'm good now, first time caller.
Well, you're a first-time caller. You're very welcome. Where are you phoning from?
I'm phoning from Southampton, Scottie.
Southampton, we love it. That's where the Queen Mary and the Queen Elizabeth sailed from.
Exactly.
Yes. Can you remember where they were registered, John?
I wouldn't say so, Scottie.
They were built in Glasgow at John Brown's. They were registered in Liverpool because that's where Cunard were, and they ran out of Southampton, apart from during the Second World War, when they ran out of Greenock.
Scottie, did you say something about Harland and Wolff had some sort of involvement?
Tell me more again. Did I say?
Harland and Wolff had some sort of involvement.
Yes, Harland and Wolff built the Duchess of Hamilton.
Oh.
That in 1932, most of them were from Denny's, but I don't know why. I'll need to check up. Maybe somebody listening would know. But the Duchess of Hamilton came out of Harland and Wolff, and Harland and Wolff came to Greenock and built a factory. When I was a wee boy, you could see it. The bricks had it. It was red brick, and Harland and Wolff were inlaid in the brick. And yep, but they only built one ship, and they moved a whole church, the first Presbyterian church in Scotland, which was the old kirk, and they moved it stone by stone to the Esplanade in Greenock with the graves as well. And built Harland and Wolff, but she only built one ship, and then they closed the factory in Greenock. I don't know what the one ship was. I don't think it was the Duchess of Hamilton. I think she would be built in Belfast, probably.
Belfast, well, Scottie, I was thinking to myself, I'm getting to that age now where I need to start sort of seeing the world a bit better. I'm in that sort of phase at the minute.
I know exactly what you mean. I was thinking today how poorly travelled I am world-wise.
Yeah, and Scottie, I went to Glasgow there about 6 months ago. And I went to a beautiful park. The park was called Pleasant Park. You ever heard of it?
I have heard of it. I don't know. Tell me more about it.
Oh, absolutely beautiful, Scottie. The wildlife is unbelievable,
Fantastic. I need to look about more of that.
Yeah, it was absolutely stunning.
Fantastic.
Glasgow
We love it.
It's a great city.
Yes, it's a fine city, as is, I believe, I haven't been yet, Belfast. And the nearest I got was the Giant's Causeway, and then I went to Ballycastle and got the boat to Campbelltown.
I can't say I've ever been, but I wouldn't mind taking a wee visit sometime.
I think you would enjoy all that sort of thing.
Yeah, surely. It was great speaking to you, Scottie.
It's always lovely speaking. Where are you originally a Belfast man?
No, I was Southampton, but my parents were from Belfast.
Oh, right, because you have a fine, strong accent on you there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I've got that a few times now.
A DINKY-DOO.
DINKY-DOO.
What a fine fellow. There we go, from Southampton. Now, what have we got there? There's John McD, David. That's him. And lovely to hear from him, I tell you. Yes, indeed. He phoned, welcome, where the park would come to the family. We need you. Right, tell me about this park. Was it not Leavenford House, Scottie? Now, I know what you mean, Murray. Something's ringing a wee bell here, because that's the Leven Park, isn't it? But I think Helen's Lee was the Denny's. And Keele School went on fire in, was it 1915? You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
It's me, it's David's son. How are you,
David's son, how are you, Lala?
John McD, amazing phone down for the first time.
Lovely, and what a lovely chap.
This park, I thought it was Alexandra Parade, but it wasn't. So,
well, there is a park out the Alexandra Parade. There is a park there. What's that park called?
Right, but well, he said to me, he McClue said it's a train station park, so I said Alexander Parade.
Oh, I
You know what I
see.
mean? Right?
Yes,
But
yes.
he said to you something different, didn't he?
And there's another one down at Glasgow Green. There's Glasgow Green, and then there's a big park running on the other side of the road. Aha.
Are you kidding me?
No,
really?
I'm telling you, there's Glasgow Green, and as you're coming out, the bridge goes over the Clyde, and then I'm pretty sure there's a park. There's another park down there. I don't know. You know, there's parks. There's parks all over. Glasgow's a fifth of Glasgow is parkland.
So that secret park over the Glasgow Green, is it a secret?
No, I don't think it's a secret. It seemed to be quite busy, but I couldn't. The traffic was that busy, I couldn't get looking. But it seems to be, see, a lot of these parks would originally have a big house on them, right?
Well, there's one in Kevin. You want to like Kevin Grove, but they've got a big house in Kevin Grove.
Wait till I tell you Kevin Grove. Well, of course, you've got all of the park there. Park Circus and Park Terrace. And all that stuff.
It's beautiful.
And when I was at 14, the school had a day out to Glasgow University. And I looked over, I didn't know what they were, but I looked over at Park Circus that you could see the university, and I said to myself, at 14, I said, someday I'm going to live in one of these houses. And I never have yet, you know, but I've been in them.
I was in the big houses in Park Circus.
Well, wait till I tell you this. Have you ever heard of Pitlochry Festival Theatre?
No, but it's a festival, so it's a singing thing.
It's a beautiful theatre, yes, and it's been there. I was the assistant manager for a while, and it's up in Pitlochry, obviously, and it started in 1948.
Oh my God, what have you not done in your life?
It started in 1948, and for 31 years, they saved up. It was in a tent. Because after the Second World War, they couldn't get materials, so it was in a tent. It was a tented theatre, and it was seasonal. Right. And this boy from Glasgow, he used to have what was called the Park Theatre Club.
The Park Theatre Club.
The Park Theatre Club, and it was in one of these big mansions. I think it must have been the downstairs sitting room the theatre was in. The Park Theatre Club. And then he sold that. He was a wealthy guy, and he sold that, and he went up and bought a house in Pitlochry that's now a lovely hotel, and he built the theatre in the garden.
Amazing.
Isn't that some story, isn't it?
That's wow. It's like a mad dream, but it's true. Wow.
And I worked with the original guy that was there from 1948. Great character.
So what happened? That theatre, did it burn down?
No. It moved into its new home in 1981, and I was the assistant general manager. Right?
Brilliant, right?
And it moved in 1981, and I was assistant. It was a lovely job. And 1981. And it was still seasonal, so it shut in, I think it'd be October, and opened in April or whatever, right? So, they had a slogan running, and you could stay 5 days and see 5 plays.
Wow!
So it was a repertory theatre. So the actors, so one night, you know, they might be in As You Like It, and then the next night they'd be in some farce or something, you know.
Yes.
Wonderful one. So that was it, and my goodness me, and it's very, very famous now. It runs apparently full time, and it's very successful.
Right now, the Sitting Spears getting decorated right now. It's closed down for the moment. They're just actually making Sitting Spears really better.
The Citizens, yes. Well, you see, I knew Giles Havergill that came up and revived the Citizens, because it was run right back to James Bridie, and James Bridie was he was a doctor from the West End, Dr. Maver, and he had
aye.
6 hits running in the West
Yeah.
End at one time. Have you ever heard of The
Yeah.
Anatomist, Davy? The Anatomist.
Right,
It was
I
about the
kinda-
body snatchers in Edinburgh
Yeah,
in the 1830s.
Can you
Dr.
remember the
Knox.
films about body snatch and the films as well?
Yes,
I mean,
that's it. That's
is
it.
really true? Is it,
Well, that was written
it
by
true?
that. Oh, it's true. Well, that was written by James Bridie, and in those days, anatomists, right? And James Bridie himself was taught by a guy called Johnny Cleland, and Johnny Cleland, I think, was taught by a pupil of Knox. And Knox was your original anatomist in Edinburgh, and they couldn't get bodies. So what they would do, the body snatchers would dig somebody up that had just been killed, or had just died. And then the demand got so big, they started murdering people in their house.
Yes,
and taking them into the anatomist so they could open them up and try and see how the heart worked and how the liver worked and all that.
It's going to happen to us soon.
Oh, for goodness sake. But you know what I mean? And that was two Irish guys called Buck and Hare.
I could talk to you forever, Scottie.
Buck and Hare. I know, Davy. You and I, we could.
I've also got another subject I can't speak about because it's not about me.
Oh, it's not about you, right? I understand. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand. So, Davy, always remember, I understand.
Aye, of course.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Before you go, I'm going to say it again. I know it's January the 10th, nearly. Scottie, it's now 9:32.
Oh, no.
And you've had 2 calls. Stay on to 10:30.
Oh, I wish I could. I wish I could. I love you, Dinky-Doo. What a guy. That's your Davy. Now, there we go. Now, Murray, this is fantastic, guys. Great comedians, Billy Connolly, Dave Allen, Bernard Manning. Yes, very good comedian. Met Bernard, lovely man. I walked into a room, I couldn't believe it, and there was Bernard Manning sitting. I said, hello, Bernard. It's automatic. Never met him before. I said, hello, Bernard. He went, hello, son. Les Dawson, another great guy. Wanted to meet Les Dawson. He died, I think, the week I started at Red Rose, and his funeral was at the little white church at Lytham St. Anne's. I love you, Scottie. You're my go-at. And I say happy birthday to my friend. Yes, indeed. Now, what have we got here? Murray, was it not Leavenford House? Yes. So wait a minute. I think it might have been another Denny in Helensburgh. But I think there was quite a big family of them, Murray, going right back to the 1860s. Incredible. And apparently you can still see the Denny test tank. They've kept that. But they were in there. How they did it, I don't know, because these ships must have gone straight out to the Leven. And virtually everything for the Caledonian Steam Packet Company and for David McBrain was built at Denny's. And the little boat I worked on, Murray, was formerly, when I worked on her, she was called the Gorokian from Gourock. And she was owned by Walter Roy Ritchie, W.R. Ritchie, lovely guy. And I've just put a video up this week about Ritchie's ferries in Gourock. That was my first job as the cabin boy on Ritchie's ferries. And taking the fares, 5 shillings return, half a crown a single. Hello, Scottie. How are we tonight? Thomas Tate, we are amazing tonight. Amazing. So the Ashton and the Leven were built 2 little sister ships for the 1938 Empire Exhibition at William Denny and Sons. That's, I think, was their full title. Phone! You're live on Scottish Funny, and who's that?
Dinky-Doo, that Tom here.
Tomla, how are you? What about our man there from Southampton? Who
You can't tell me tell me he wasn't from Belfast.
He's a Belfast man. Was that not a Belfast accent, Thomas?
Oh God, Belfast accent if I've ever heard one.
Tell you. There's somebody asking me if I'm racist. R-E-C-I-S-T. Maybe he's asking if I'm in the French Resistance.
Scottie, I can't believe the fact that you know, his parents are from Belfast and he hasn't been. He doesn't know what he's missing.
I tell you. Well, I don't, as you say though, I mean, would you have as strong as an accent as that just been brought up listening to it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
He said he got it from his mum and dad, but it sounded to me as if he was sitting in the middle of Harland and Wolff.
Do you think I have much of an accent?
What's that, Tom?
Do you think I have much of an accent?
Oh, you have a lovely accent. Well, I can tell that you're from Northern Ireland. Yeah. And I would hazard a guess that you're a Belfast man. But that's just me using my ear. I mean, you've obviously told me, you know, so I know for a fact. But if I heard you the first time I heard you, I thought this is a Northern Irishman, and I suspect Belfast.
That's a Northern Ireland accent if I've ever heard one. Your man phoned up there.
Your man was. It's a lovely accent, actually. I love it. Aye. And you know my wee joke. I've told you a million times. Into the bar in Belfast, do you serve shorts? Serve all the big company shorts. Yeah. Is shorts still going?
What, the whiskey company?
No, shorts were the Sunderland flying boat aircraft manufacturers. Shorts.
Oh, right.
Yep, they were. Your folks will know. Your mum and your gran would certainly know. Shorts factory, and they built the Shorts Sunderland flying boat. She was from Shorts.
Shorts factory.
Yeah, Shorts aircraft. Yeah, and there was one of their famous ones during the Second World War was the Sunderland flying boat, and I'll tell you where they took off from. A loch out near. Have you ever heard of Castle Archdale?
Rings a bell.
That ring a bell. There's a loch out there. And the Sunderlands were based there during the Second World War.
Castle Archdale and Fermanagh.
I think so.
Loch Earn.
Yes, Loch Earn. That rings a bell.
Well, let me tell you, Scotty.
Now, have I got that right, Tom?
You have Loch Earn, yeah.
Right. And would the flying boats take off from there during the Second World War?
Well, I'm actually with my grandfather at the minute, who actually lived in Fermanagh for most of his life.
Oh, ask him. This is wonderful.
What do you call it? Flying boats? What is it?
Shorts Sunderland flying boats.
I see. Sean, you ever heard of Shorts Sunderland flying boats taking off from Loch Earn? Shorts Sunderland?
During the war.
Aye, during the Second World War. Yep. Scotty, he knows well.
He does. Well, wonderful. How wonderful. This is fantastic.
I was about 4 or 5 year old when they were taking off.
Isn't that wonderful? Sean, lovely to hear you. I'm Scotty.
Yes, Scotty. How are you?
Well, I'm better for hearing you. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
That's great. Fantastic. And do you know what I'm loving, Sean? I'm loving the instant encyclopedia knowledge.
Yes.
Yes.
I talk close to the word and I talk. Yeah. Yeah. I was born up. Are you still there?
I'm still here. Yes, I'm here, Sean.
I was born up there, you know.
Lovely, lovely. So, you know, have you ever heard of Castle Archdale?
Yes, that's at Enniskillen, Castle Archdale.
Yes, and is that near Loch Earn?
Yes.
Yes.
On Loch Earn.
It's on Loch Earn. Excellent.
It's on the shores of Loch Earn.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes.
The Americans were there during the war, the American soldiers and the British soldiers.
Yes.
And they had all the flying boats.
The Sunderlands built in Shorts in Belfast.
That's right, Shorts. They're still Shorts, still going in Belfast.
They're still going. I love it. Because I was telling Tom, that's a wee joke I always tell. I say, I went into the pub in Belfast. I said, do you serve shorts? And she said, we serve all the big companies around here.
Very good.
What pub?
Well, I don't know. I just made up the joke.
When you made up the joke, yes, that's very good.
Oh.
I must remember that.
There you are. You like that one. Sean, an absolute privilege speaking with you.
It's good speaking to you.
Absolutely.
And have a happy new year.
And you, sir, Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo, yes. Where are you based?
I'm based in Glasgow, outside Glasgow.
Oh, very good. Very good.
So there we are.
Well,
so just lovely.
It's nice speaking to you. Good luck.
Good luck to you. Thanks, Sean. All the best.
All the best. Night, Scottie.
Night now. What a lovely guy. So there you are. What a great guy, Tom.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was wonderful. Instant information, I say.
Oh, he knows near everyone in the country, Scottie.
We love it. Anyway, I'd better press on.
Before you go, that phone in is absolutely wonderful. The best phone I've seen out. Like the society on here is wonderful. I mean, you've got David there, and you've got a load of other people on the YouTube. You know, it's just wonderful to have everybody talking. You know,
it's just fantastic. Well, it's growing. You see, it's becoming more and more popular. When you start anything off, people go, away, you know, that will not work. And then once it starts working, they're the very people that say to you, well, I always knew that would be a goer, you know.
Fantastic show, Sean, and it's great to tune in every Saturday, you know.
Bless you, Tom, and we love having you on here. You're a privilege, I say, and your lovely grandfather there, and your lovely grandmother too, and Dinky-Doo.
Yep. Right, Scottie, Dinky-Doo.
All the best, you la.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. There's Tom, Dinky-Doo la. That's our Tom. How fantastic is that now? Scottie, don't be shy. Talk to the nation on the phone. I will numpty heed. So there you go. Who else have we got here? Yes, Murray, I think there was several members of the Denny family. And of course, a lot of the big, well, I can remember going to an hotel in Helensburgh. I also remember the Admiral lived down at the shore, just going into Helensburgh and Cardross and all that. Yes, Admiral Cunningham Graham. So you'll know all these people, Murray. There we are. Last night, I went out to the pub with my friends. My friend came out with his slippers. So I tell you, where are you? Because somebody told me that they do that in places. He was from Dundee. You are tidy. I thank you. Do you know Campbelltown? Very, very well. I'll tell you all about Campbelltown. Let me just speak to this wonderful person here on the phones. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that? Hello? Hello?
Hi, Scottie, it's Kareem.
Kareem, how are you, la?
I'm well, how are you?
Oh, what a great show tonight. How interesting.
It's been very interesting. I've just been listening. I've been in the shower there, actually, so I've just thought I'll to try and get through to you.
Good man, absolutely. Somebody once gave me a shower-proof radio. So I could listen to the show in the shower. It sounds a bit crazy. Needless to say, it didn't plug into the mains.
Just have the phone in the background now connected to the speakers.
You're a great man, Kareem, you know. You've got all the latest gear there.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. No, but what I loved about tonight there was Tom phones. He's at his grandfather's. I'm asking him stuff back in the day. His grandfather's there on hand, and he can tell us all about it.
Oh, when someone's got that experience and knowledge, you know, from that time, that why not? You know, just let's see what they have to say.
And you know, it was a wee bit of a strange pill to swallow, but I realized this week this is much bigger than any of the radio shows.
So I think everybody that listens to you and phones in, we all know that. It's just these silly producers that are just being robots.
I thought to myself, now everybody says get back on the radio, but this is actually bigger. So the radio would be great for a local group. I mean, say we went on a radio station that covered Central Scotland.
Yes.
It would still be Central Scotland, and they obviously have what we call leakage. It leaks out into other places. Like when I was in Manchester, regularly calls from Northern Ireland, you know. A gentleman one night, I said, where are you actually phoning from? And he went, from County Down. I said, are you able to hear me? And he went, oh, Scottie, we listen to you every night. It's clear as a bell. Do you see? And there's John saying we're listening from the Isle of Man.
Yeah.
Archie says Rangers or Celtic, you know.
What you're doing just now is worldwide. So, okay, you might get on the radio and you can obviously have that teaching and it can spill through. But what you're doing just now worldwide, people in India can listen to you, in Africa or wherever, you know.
I think what we'll do, I mean, there's nothing about these shows that's a problem to any authority or anything like that. So I think what we might do is I'll save up and take a little bit of advertising and just see how far we can go. John says you've got great coverage. You have great coverage.
Yeah.
There's the wonderful Colin Hawke. Happy New Year, Scottie. Colin, we loved the kilt, by the way. Very smart.
I think advertising is a brilliant idea, Scottie, whether you choose it through TikTok or YouTube or even other means.
Yes, just a wee something. I even thought about maybe just a few seconds on the telly station or something, you know, just to say to them, this is what happens and when it goes out. And then, you know, once everybody knows about it, see if they're into it.
But even, you know, like you've got I'll give you an example, and I'll say for my local area, which is Prince Renfrewshire, you've got like the Extra newspaper. If you put like an ad in that, that's going to reach that area, and like other ones that are probably cheaper to do rather than doing if you were to go one of these big massive mainstream all Scotland ones, you know. I think start it off small and build it up.
Well, I can remember when I was doing after dinner speaking, and I had some dates left. It was very popular. Everybody wanted McClue to speak at their dinner. And it's a long speech. I mean, you're speaking for a good half an hour or something like that. But in those days, you know, you could get by with it and all that sort of stuff. And you got your dinner and you met some very interesting people. And I popped an advert. I think it was in Private Eye magazine, and the phone was ringing off the hook. I just said, Scottie McClue, after dinner speaking. Some dates still available. Phone and take a chance. And the phone started going right away. I mean, that's 15 years ago, you know.
No, it's definitely an area, and it's a new year. I think, you know, when people are starting back at work now and they're all, oh, it's a new year and they've got all this ambition and all that. But the challenge in the past is it's maintained that throughout the year. I actually spoke to a few people and I said, what's your New Year resolution? And I'm not having one. I said, why? Because I don't believe that it's only once a year. If you're continuously changing and modernising and reaching targets, you don't need to just wait once a year. You know, and I kind of thought, well, do you know what? That makes sense.
It isn't once a year. I think we keep our enthusiasm throughout the whole year. And I know it's tough. It's tough for every single one of us. But, you know, let's go for it. And I was saying to you last week when people go on about rich people living in palaces, the number of these places that are just abandoned because the people have just run out of dosh. And that's, you know, the politicians should have sorted all that so that you're not getting that. And then they're just leaving them to the bats and the voles. So we're losing the family silver all the time.
I think the way we are in the UK, and not just the whole UK, I think we're going backwards. And I know there's people going to be listening that are absolutely ultra British and wave the flag and rule Britannia and all this stuff. But when we really look at ourselves compared to like Europe, we're going backwards while the rest of them are moving forward.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, there is problems in any country or any unions. I mean, there is no utopia.
Well, coming out of Europe was a very, very big mistake. But I would be cautious about just launching back in.
I think there has to be certain rules. I know people in Scotland are a lot more, if you look at immigration, you know, and I don't know if I'll be shot down for saying this. I believe in immigration, but it has to be controlled. Because if you look at Germany and certain other countries just now, they've took far too many and they're not coping.
No.
And I would fear Scotland being the way it is. We take far too many and we would not be able to cope. The NHS,
Kareem, the most natural thing in the world, if you breed animals, right, say it's chickens or hens or whatever, and if you have overcrowding, you suddenly get disease and you get violence. They start attacking each other and they start getting ill. Now, I'm going to have to ban somebody for spamming here. There we are. Right, that's it. You get disease and you get violence, and the humans aren't any different. So if you're uncontrollably adding to too many people, the violence, we never used to have that. You know, and that's it. Knife crime, all sorts of. We never used to have that. And whatever finger's been pointed at whatever crowd or anything like that, all I'm saying is, you never used to have that. So something's wrong.
Well, I think if we can use the example of our neighbours down south, London, you know, if we don't see a fraction of what goes on down there with the crime rates, the gun culture, the knife culture. You know, it's one of the worst now within this side of the world. But it's
the broadcasters don't want to tell us because they don't want to frighten the life out of everybody, and also it's not in their interest. You know what I mean?
Tourism. You know, London relies on a lot of tourism, and if you're going there and you know you don't feel safe, that is going to affect their economy, and you know. They'll end up taking more of Scotland's resources in order to survive.
Kareem, I'm going to have to dash. Many blessings and a very happy new year.
Happy New Year. DINKY-DOO, Scottie. Have a great one.
DINKY-DOO, lad. Bless you. There we are. That's our Kareem McClue guy. Always a good call. There we go. Now, what have we got here? Murray, Tallcross Park. Murray, I think you're right on it as always. You're some guy. I was going to say you're on the money. Fantastic. So there we go. Now, do you want some haggis, says Invincible. Probably not right just now, if you don't mind. I'm on a very strict diet, and as you can see, it's not working. Guys, I need another 50 followers right now on the TikTok, and I need another 20 subscribers on the YouTube. So can we get some proper subscribing on the YouTube? I really don't know how to get the message across. It doesn't cost you a bean to subscribe on the YouTube. Now, so there we go. Now, JD, what's JD saying here? There we go. Murray, what have you done? Murray's just sent me another £20. Yes. Who am I talking to there? Hello?
Scottie.
Hello, who's that?
How you doing, pal?
How you doing, buddy? DINKY-DOO.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Lovely to have you with us.
What's the conversation?
Conversation huge tonight. Everything. Oh, there's the phone now. I need to go. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
It's me again, David, because no one's phoning up apart from me today.
No one's phoning in. Plenty of people are phoning in. But the phones have been going all night.
I know, so I'm not. I say, so back to these immigration things.
Yes.
Come on, Scottie. Kareem did say immigration is dangerous in your country, all over, even Australia, etc. I can go on and go on, and there's crime, but the news won't put it on TV, as you know.
Ah, they'll not put it on TV.
Yeah, son. No, they won't, son.
No.
It's a sure thing that's coming to immigration. People's getting killed. As Tim said in London, it's rife.
Well, they're trying not to. Have you noticed that when there's an incident, the police turn up and they say the neighborhood doesn't need to be concerned? Yeah, you know, everything's been dealt with. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, I'm just explaining everything, but they say nobody needs to be concerned. So that's one reason that the mainstream media doesn't want to start alarming everyone. They don't want to come on and go, good evening, here is the news, everything's going berserk here, and we can't handle it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, son, we all know. We all have woken up. Have you woken up, Scottie?
What? Woken up? I've been awake all my life.
Yes, that's right, son. I mean, we can see it every day. It's not on actual real TV, the hiding and the corruption that's going on. As I said, Kareem said, I believe in immigration. Well, Kareem, be careful what you say, son.
Well, no, he's quite right. I can see what he means. You see, the most successful country in the world financially is probably America. America is built on immigration, right?
Yeah.
So immigration was the big thing for America. The Italians, all the Jewish people that went to America, all the Irish people, the Scottish people, all that. So it's all built on that. The people from Eastern Europe, you know, all going to Germany, all going to America, and doing very well. So immigration in its own is a good thing, but the problem is they're not controlling it. Maybe they can't control it, and you've got people flooding in from countries on the other side of the world.
Scottie, because of engineers and doctors, there's no children coming aboard the water. Come on, son. You see it on TikTok. TikTok's telling, some TikTok is telling lies, but a lot of TikTok is telling truth. It's not in public media on the big TV, right?
No.
We're in trouble, son.
Yes, absolutely. But let's not panic everybody right now. But lovely to hear you.
I know, son. And I know, Scottie. And what about these wee dogs getting put in the Excel?
Oh, my goodness. That's another one, Davey. We need to get that one discussed as well. Absolutely.
That's discussing.
Listen, what a great show tonight, my boy. I shall tell you.
Yeah, son, I love you so much.
I love you. And Dinky-Doo, Davey. Top man.
I always try to blow the whistle all the time.
Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle full time. I tell you. Right now, Murray O'Donnell, I can't thank you enough. I just saw that there. You're so very, very generous, very kind. Murray, you're one of the reasons this show's able to happen. Yes, and also people like Professor Numpty. Well said, says Johnny. Oh, my America moving to Ayrshire. Sorry, I'm an American. Oh, my. American here moving to Ayrshire for my Scottish husband. Brilliant, Lindsay. Scandinavia, says JD. Yes, indeed. You're not slow, says Johnny. Oh, we're not slow on here, I say to you. Now, Professor Numpty, the studio needs a dusting, Scottie. The whole place needs a dusting. Numpty. Are you offering? There we are. Jerry, night everyone. Have it to go. Dinky-Doo to every one of you from the #1 van driver. Jerry, Happy New Year to all of you. And ta-ta for new. Ta-ta, Jerry. Stick out your tongue and say ta-ta. Ta-ta. Thank you very much. Dinky-Doo, great show tonight. Tom, fabulous show tonight. Loving it. Night all, Dinky-Doo, Jerry. And take great care of your dear self. I can't believe we're out of time. Has everybody followed me on TikTok? Guys, 3,000 likes tonight. That's fabulous. Although we popped up for an hour last week and we beat the record, 40,000 likes in an hour. I need another 28 followers, guys, if anybody's feeling flush. 28 followers. Thank you to everybody who's contributed to the wee red rose. We need to go. I love you lots. Ta-ta, lads. Oh, that's our beautiful, 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 beautiful TikTokers and our beautiful YouTubers. What can I say? Thank you so much to every single one of you. Now, what I'm needing you to do is subscribe. Get your pals to subscribe. There we are. The studio might need high dusting, Numpty Heat, if you can see it. So there we are. I say to you. Jerry says, night all. Tom Phillips says, Dinky-Doo. Tom, thank you again. And thank you to Sean, to Grandpa Sean. I say to you. And say hi to Grandma Patricia as well. Say, Scottie McClue's asking for you. Stick out your tongues, guys, and say ta-ta. Thank you for a beautiful, beautiful show. Stick with me all the way through the week. See what's coming up on the YouTube channel. See what's coming up on the TikTok. Dinky-Doo. Bye-bye. Last time. Bye-bye.